Kia ora te whānau, we're now up to part 4. Right, we've planned our whole thing out. We've got our database set up. We have planned out the title screen. Title screen is done. We've planned out our timeline screen. We've got all of those buttons happening on the timeline. Each of these are clickable. Even though they're not really actually taking us over to the event page yet. That's an oversight. Let's go back and fix that. But today's goal is to flesh out this event page, actually make all of the data from our database come in, populate this whole thing. So we know what it needs to look like because we've gone to our planning. It's going to have a title. It's going to have a picture here. It's going to have these 3 buttons. It's going to have like a back button, forwards button, which is going to toggle the event. And then it's going to have a home button here. We're going to have, lastly, some text about the event for our users to read. So let's go. Okay. Out of the web preview. First thing we're going to do is we're going to fix that issue where the timeline button doesn't actually send us there yet. So when any button is clicked, we've changed the variable value to the row number of whatever button we just clicked. And so we're going to just go navigate, and we're going to navigate to, this is to event. Yay. And we're done there. Fix that up. We're now at our event screen. Great. First thing that we do. First thing, let's make it scrollable because we're going to want that later. We're going to change the background to the image. Bonk to the file source, which was this Artur, and boom, we have our gorgeous fern there. Okay, we're going to want a label on here. Again, we're going fast. I cannot be bothered reformatting that. So just come back to this one, copy it, paste it, drag it using that into the event page. Thank you. And we're there, centered. Change that to it. You know what? It doesn't matter. Just call it anything other than timeline. You'll see why. Our code is actually going to change what that event is going to be. Next, I want an image. Image in, and that's a wonderful size for it. Just gorgeous. Stay there. Great. Picture resize mode. We've decided to cover that just in case that in case there's any squidging or merging to do. It's actually going to crop it rather than make it awfully stretched. We now want 3 buttons here. So let's go. Button the once. You are too big. Come in. Wonk. Boom. Button the 2. And button the 3 in the middle. Great. We're going to rename them. Rename all of this. So this is, event cover, and this one is going to be button. Oh no, we're going to. Oh, which one is this? Oh, that's our lefty one. Okay, so this one's going to be going to previous, or prev. I'm going to call it previous. This one is next. This one here is going to be called home. Yes. Okay. Your text is going to be home. Your text is going to be less than. Your text is going to be greater than. I should say you should be changing the styling of these buttons. You should be setting yourself up a different color scheme, different fonts, all of that good stuff. We're going for speed, so we're ignoring that. Okay, lastly but not leastly, we are going in for our text. Where are we? We're going to make this a label. There's a rich text in here. You don't want that. It's a little tricky. The rich text. Don't want the text. We're just going in for the label. Again, can't see it. Change that color to white or whatever suits your design. There we go. And you're actually going to want to extend this box quite a bit. Quite a bit. Look, just keep it. It thinks it knows, but just keep extending it. go and extend it and extend it and extend it again. Oh my gosh, it's only done... Look, and it's made the box that... Whoa! Hey, hoi, 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 hoi. It's making some decisions for us right now. We don't like that. Great. That's probably not enough. Extend it even further as you need. Notice it is still scrollable and that our background image has sort of changed a little bit. Okay. Here's the fun bit. When I come to this event, if I've clicked on the first event button, I've set the event ID variable to 1. I want to see the first event. If I click that button, I then want to see the second event. If I click this button, I just want to see the third event. Now, we don't want to have made static pages. Why? Because we need to make them all independently, and repeating ourselves is the worst thing to do in digital tech. We don't want to repeat ourselves. We want to do it one time and have the computer do the repetitions for us. We also, if we want to make a change, we then need to make it a change in 8 places, which is just terrible. And also, if we want to add another one, we've got to go through the process of making a whole extra page rather than just, it's already done. All you need to do is change the database. The only thing we want to edit ever is the database. So if we can set ourselves up where we only need to touch the database and the app handles the rest, that's good design. Let's do it. Into the blocks. Okay, we've landed here. First thing we want to do is load in that information. So I need that particular title that I want. I want the particular picture that I want. I want the particular text that I want. Whoa. So I'm going to make myself up a little function because I'm going to want... I'm going to want to refresh this in a couple of different places. I'm going to want to do this a couple of different times. So I'm going to use this functions button here. I'm going to call it load info. And I'm going to want to just get those 3 things. So I'm going to look for set. And I'm going to set, what have I got? Set event. Oh, what's it called? Label 1? Ooh. No, back to the design. Fix that up. This is the event text. And have we got an event title? Timeline title 1? Ooh, we missed that, didn't we? Gosh, come back and change that. Here we go. Event title. Now let's go back to blocks and do it again. Yay! We can actually tell set, let's do the title first, set event titles text to. What do we want to set it to? That depends. That depends on what event we've clicked on in that button. How did we decide? How did we save what button we clicked on? We used a variable called event ID. So we want to go to the database and get out that particular row. So let's go to the database, get value from void data, table 1, default view, in title, for row, what? For row, app variable event ID. It is just that simple. What are we doing for the others? We're duplicating that whole thing. We're going event set event text to not the title, but the text. Let's copy it. Let's paste it again. Set event event cover images picture to get the image. Look at that. Are we good? Ooh, no. Why not? Why not? Because we've written the function, but we've never called it. When do we want to call it? Well, we want to call it when the page loads. We also want to call it when we push either of these two buttons. So we're going to want to change the event ID when we do but we'll do those in a second. Okay, let's just deal with when the page loads. So control, event, when event opens, we're going to want to run that function. Just load the info, right? When event opens, run that function, load the info. Let's go. Boom! We're there. Yes, fantastic. I have the correct title, I've got the correct image, and I've got this really badly formatted text that you can fix and do better on your own. Okay, but these buttons don't do anything yet. Let's fix those up. Oh, not to the design, back to the blocks. Get rid of that web preview. Ooh. I know what you're thinking. What if we clicked a different event? Okay, let's go back to the timeline. Ooh, how sweet is that? It's already done up for us. Where's my image? Where's my image though? What's happening? Do we have a bug? I don't want to find a bug right now. That one's working. Awesome. Okay, so maybe 2.png is not in there. Again, I wish I'd changed those file names. Lastly but not leastly, should we... Oh, I've got a whole extra one right now. Interesting. This is looking pretty good. We're looking in good form. We're looking in good form. That's great. Interesting that we've got that extra button, but what can you do? Can I just check 2 again? Maybe that image didn't get in there. Let's go to my assets. I don't have image 2. Where is image 2? I don't have image 2 in here. Okay, I'll fix it up later. Don't worry about that. But at least we know why. Moving on, let's go back to the events. Let's fix these buttons up. What do I want to have happen when I click this button? Let's say if my event ID is 8, I then want to take it to 7, and I want to reload that data. So let's go back to blocks, and I'm going to say when that button is clicked. So when previous is clicked, when previous is clicked, I'm going to say go to the database, change the event ID, collect that data. Okay, variables. We're going to set app variable. Oh, no, not that block. Go away. Set app variable event ID to whatever it was, -1. You'll notice that there's a change block here. Hang on. You'll notice there's a change block here. For whatever reason, that block is broken. Like, that's just a bug in Thunkable. If you try to use that one and it doesn't work, I think that's a bug in Thunkable. So careful. Where was I? Set it to whatever that was, maths -1. Okay, there's a bug here. What do you think it is? Well, I want to limit how far it can go. I don't want to have it go off to 0 and below. And similarly, I don't want it to go above whatever it is at the moment, okay? So I want this control. I want to have an if block, and I want to say if that variable is as long as it's greater than 1. So do this thing only if it's greater than 1. Take 1 off it, but if it's 1, don't do anything. If that math greater than, oh my gosh, I hate blocks. I could type this out in a second. Where is it in the logic? Comparative operators. Love it. If that is less than, no, if it is greater than 1. Oh, I wish I could type some plain code right now. That's it. That's it. We should be able to do previous. Should we give it a test? Okay, we need to be at an event halfway up. What's happening? Why are we not seeing new data? Is it because we haven't reloaded the data? Well, let's reload the data. Thankfully, we have a nice Oops, back to events. We have a nice, tidy function to do that. Let's go to functions. Reload that data. Hey, let's give it a go. Again, we're timelining somewhere in. Oh, that's interesting. Need to make the title a bit smaller. Bonk. Yes! Yes! Look at that. We're only using 1 page, but we get 8 pages for the price of 1. How fantastic. Let's do the same, but in, or back to the event. Let's do the same, but in reverse. So let's duplicate that. When next is clicked, if it's greater than 8, depending on how much data we have, right? If it's less than the amount of data we have, how do we know how much data we have? We ask the database. Hey, database, how many rows do you have? As long as it's, oh, I'll get that a little bit down. As long as it's less than the number of rows we have, add 1 to the app ID and then reload the info. And we're good. That is pretty much all the code for this page. That's the meat and potatoes of this thing. One more thing to do, which is get that home button. So that home button, when home is clicked, what do you think we want to do? Navigate to home. Title? Title, that's what it's called. Maybe I should have called it home, but it's called title. As in the title page. I should have called it the home page. We're building an app here. It's a home page. Let's check it out. Boyd set sail. Next one, arrival at Thunkable. Still got that missing image. Next we go, up we go, up we go. We're going until we're at the final one. Oh, that's another bug to figure out. Please hold caller. I think that's because in our database we have that just extra row. Did it ever actually get deleted? Remove row. Did that actually work? I hope so. Boyd set sail. Bing, bing, bong, bang, bong. That's better. We had a floating row. We deleted the data, but we never actually removed the row from the database. So that's a nice little bug. I gotcha. Hey, we can go to the home. We can go back to the timeline. I now have 8 buttons called button. Wow. Okay. Wow, that's a bug. That's something to think through and fix. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen this bug before. But now that we've caught it, whenever it's reloaded, we want to reload everything. I don't understand why that's happening at the moment. Maybe we'll do a little bug fix on our next video. Okay. I will see you at the next one. Well done for completing that page and getting this far. Ka kite.